Good evening, my dear friends. Today we're going to play another track by the late, great Mark Bolan. This was a B-side. It's considered to be one of his best songs, actually, and I'm in full agreement with that. For those people who know the song Jeepster, one of his big hits, this was a B-side of that. But again, arguably one of his best songs. It's called Life's a Gas, and it goes like this. I could have loved you, girl, like a planet. I could have changed your heart to a star. But it really doesn't matter at all. No, it really doesn't matter at all. Life's a gas. I could have built our house on the ocean. I could have placed our love in the sky. But it really doesn't matter at all. No, it really doesn't matter at all. Life's a gas. Again, another beautifully simple track by the late, great, and he was great, Mark Bolan. Right, if you want to learn to play that track, download your free idiot-proof paperwork. Why idiot-proof? Because your finger position charts are here, and only I tend to, whenever I'm doing lyrics, I always make sure that the chords correspond exactly to the lyric that's being sung. All right, so a lot of books don't do that. They'll have one chord at the beginning of a line, not necessarily over the right word, and some people who are beginners in particular, they haven't got a clue what the hell's going on. So I try to alleviate that by putting all this together again, all right, neatly, so you can do it. It's brought to you, this lesson, by all my friends on Patreon who kindly subscribe. They keep all this stuff ticking along and going, as do some of them, my friends who buy me a cup of tea by clicking the thanks button at the bottom right of this, because I drink a lot of tea when I'm putting these things together, and I want you to do the thumbs up if you don't mind. So if you're skint, that's okay, give us a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel. And for you older folks, that doesn't mean you pay anything. It just means you click a button to subscribe. It tells you when I put something up, and if you don't want to subscribe anymore, you just click the same button and I will go away. Hat at all. All right, so there we are. But thank you for all those people that keep all this free stuff going. Now, Life's a Gas. Let's have a quick look at what we've got. The chord sheets, dead easy, only a few chords in it. All right, as you can see, here we are. We've got G's, and we've got a little riff here, which we're going to put in. G's, D's, a couple of single note bits and pieces, dead easy. Let's start off with the introduction. Okay, start off with a quite distinctive introduction using the chord G. Play your G like that or like that. It doesn't really matter. You're not doing anything flash. Just keep whatever's easy for you. Okay, so this is I'll play it and I'll show you what we're going to do. This is the intro. Now, down, 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 up, 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 down. Da, 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 da. Now, for you beginners, did you notice how my hand kept moving even though I was breaking it up with particular beats? Down, 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 up, 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 down. That's what keeps you in time. All right, so it's important if you're beginning and you want to do these songs, don't go like this. That'll sound crap. All right, just remember da, ba, 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 ba. And if you accidentally hit some of the strings in between those particular beats, it doesn't matter. At least it's in time. Sounds great. Okay, but keep that hand moving. Very, very important. So that's our intro. 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then into our song. So we look at our paper. We've got 3 full bars of G, and then what I've called a G riff. What is that? I can hear you say. Well, let's do the 3 bars of G first, and then we'll get to that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. a G was a riff. Now, if you're a real beginner and you don't want to do that riff, just play another bar of G strumming, okay? As he did on the record, and he dubbed the riff I've just done, but I think it's important that we do it if we can, because that is part of it. It's an integral part of the song. So, what is that riff? We put our, when you've done your G, bring your whichever finger. I always use my second finger. Put your second finger on the 4th string at the 2nd fret. But first of all, get the phrase in your head. What is it you're trying to play? Bram bam bam ba dum. That's the riff. Bram bam bam ba bum. Bram bam bam ba bum. Bram bam bam ba bum. And remember, this is my motto. If you can say it, you can play it. All right? If you can't say it, you can't play it. I sound like a game show host. All right? If you can play it, no. If you can say it, you can play it. It's a good, honestly, it's true. Da-dam, bam, ba-dam. Okay, that's your phrasing. Da-dam, dam, ba-dam. Let's figure out what we're doing. Very simple. Pluck on top of the 4th string here. Second finger on the 4th string. I'm going to slide it from the 2nd fret to the 4th, like so. And then we're going to bring it back to the 2nd fret. Play that note again. I'll do that. Then 4th string open. 5th string at the 2nd fret with the same finger, 5th string open, and then we'll continue with our next chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's hard to say it, but it's one bar that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a bar, trust me. All right, let's do that again. So we've got. I could have loved you, girl, like a planet. Continue. I could have changed your heart to a star. 2, 3, 4. So you're gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then you've got like a little. Now I've not put the D sus 4 on there. What is D sus 4? It's your little finger doing this. And going on to that 1st string at the 3rd fret. That's what it is. It's D sus 4. Okay, so I didn't put it on because it would have cluttered up the paperwork, but I'll show you what it is. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So it'll sort of go on here. There's your bar of D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 and again, it's one of those things you've got to hear it in your head. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you're going to put it on the and 1 and 2 and then you're going to jump to a C chord where you'll play the beat 3 on the 5th string and then beat 4 on the C plus B. And if I've written it out like that, there's your 3 and there's your 4. Where are we? So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and ding ding, which is a rundown that takes us into the chorus. I'll play that for you again from the D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then into an A minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now again, he tends to jump onto the D7th on the half beat. What does that mean? Well, it's the upstroke before the first downbeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and then back to your rundown again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then start again. All right, shall I sing that slowly? I could have loved you, girl, like a planet. Riff. I could have changed your heart to a star. But it really doesn't matter at all. No, it really doesn't matter at all. Life's a gas. So that's a layout of the chords. Again, you know, watch this video over and over again to get the feel of the little offbeaty things. So how have I put it down? All right, so anything you see in red, this is where some of the little anomalies occur. You know, things like the D sus4 and the G riff, as I've called it. Okay, the G riff is the da dum dum da dum dum. So when you've done that, you'll look at your sheet 2, and you'll say, okay, Life's a Gas, T-Rex, nice and neat. Everything's nice and neat. Every single lyric is on there, every word, everything we need to do is on there. We look at it and we go, right, let's begin. Intro at the top, 2 bars. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could have loved you, girl, like a planet. G riff. I could have changed your heart to a star, but it really doesn't matter at all. No, it really doesn't matter at all. Life's a gas. Next verse. I could have built our house on the ocean. I could have placed our love in the sky, but it really doesn't matter at all. No, it really doesn't matter at all. Life's a gas. And so on. Now there's a solo in this, but I clearly just missed the solo. I've put the solo there if you want to, if you're in a band or you want to do it. So, but you'll notice that the chords are arranged in exactly the same way as the verse. So if you want to miss that solo out, which you will, otherwise if you start playing just the rhythm without anything else going on, your audience will start talking or they will leave the auditorium. All right, so keep it concise, keep it tight, and there we are. So that song, for those who were interested, it was on the Electric Warrior album, one of the first albums I bought. My favourite T-Rex album. A lot of people think The Slider was the best album, which was certainly an excellent album. But I personally like Electric Warrior. I think that's, I don't know, there's a nice warmth about the way that's done. And the songs in it for me are the most are outstanding, including this one. It was the B-side of Jeepster. What's Jeepster? You're so sweet, you're so fine. I want you all and everything just to be mine, 'cause you're my babe, 'cause you're my love. Oh, girl, I'm just a Jeepster for your love. When Bolan didn't know a chord, he just went like this. But it's brilliant, you know. That's what's great about him. He was just a brilliant... And his lyrics, you know, Bolan's lyrics, the problem is you couldn't understand what he was singing half the time, you know, in the early days, because I was a big Tyrannosaurus Rex fan as well. But his lyrics, absolute poetry, you know, really, really beautiful stuff. Anyway, I might do, if you want me to do Jeep, so I'll do that one as well, because I'm in a Bolan mood at the moment. I've done a couple of his. I've done that one. I did Get It On, which you've probably heard me doing. But one of my faves that I did was this one. I did it on a classical, and it sounds great on a classical. Ride it on out like a bird in the sky. We ride it on out like a you were a bird flying on out, etc. Anyway, I don't want to get bogged down with that. We're here to do Life's a Gas, don't you know? All right, so there we are. If you've got any other suggestions you'd like me to do, give us a shout. Thanks again for the donations to the tea and coffee fund. As I say, if you want to join me on Patreon, you know, I do a lot of back behind the scenes stuff. I've just finished a new album. So I'm putting lots of stuff on there to do with that album, you know, recording techniques, all that sort of stuff. So if that floats your boat, then join Patreon, okay? Failing that, I shall see you at the next lesson. Take care, bye-bye.